Woman stepped foot in the studio, and the studio almost came down. The
Then
walls start coming down.
come crumbling down.
Talking about making an entrance, ladies and gentlemen. She's a citizen of the show, DB.
Oh, we know that.
She's done so many things. Last time she was here, we had such a great time. We were talking about her role in Hamilton and playback some BET freestyle she did.
Don't worry, we're not going to do it right now.
That's all right.
What? You said that's all right?
Oh, yeah.
You got bars this morning?
What time is it? You might need to give me about 20 minutes.
She gave the rapper response.
Some of the things she's done, some of the work.
Angelica and Hamilton.
Come on.
Mimi and Rent, Nala and the Lion King, The Color Purple.
Come on.
Grammy Award winner.
Come on.
So many awards. Drama Desk Award. Lucille Lordo Award. Damn, I could just keep going on and on. But I mean, she's an accomplished stage, TV, film, singer, rapper. Like
Mom.
Thank you. Thank
Parent.
you.
There we go. There we go. Parent.
The one and only Renee Elise Goldsberry is back.
Thank you for having me. I've been dreaming about getting back here. Dreaming.
You've been dreaming about coming back
I'm not
to the
kidding.
show?
I'm not kidding. The first time I came, I just was so happy. It was like the best conversation of my life.
Oh, well, we had a really good time. Did I get it? Okay. Well, did I have it when Renee was just looking at my face? I had a little particle in my mouth. They just told me.
Oh, Sway.
What would you do if if you were talking with somebody, a business associate, and they had a particle in their mouth?
I would say something.
You would say something?
Yeah, because
Okay.
it's better. It's better than wondering later. It's the right thing to do. I'm mad at people that don't tell me.
I'm pissed at
I'm
it.
mad at people that don't tell
They
me.
just saw Oku, the producer here, just went like this. So, what about breath? Do you mention breath?
Well, what I do, what my girlfriend in college used to do, she'd say, "You need to eat something."
I like that.
Stomach funk.
I think you hungry? You need to eat something. And they'd be like, "Oh, I am a little hungry," and they didn't even know what she was really talking about.
I thought offering gum was sort of like the universal sort of like, hey man, you want some gum? Or is that too kind of like obvious that your
That's
breath
too
stinks?
obvious. But
Okay.
if you, yes, they'll think about it later.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
All right. Okay, cool. What else is there? I thought Renee got your back there. That's Renee got your back. You got to know that, okay? Okay, anyway. So what have you been up to besides Waves?
Besides Waves, I'm doing a concert tour.
A concert
I'm
tour?
doing a concert tour. I am going around cities all over this country with a really amazing band. Sometimes we play with symphonies.
Uh-huh.
Sometimes we're just by ourselves. We were just in, where were we just? We've been in Dallas. We were in Palm Springs this weekend.
Oh, wow.
We are in San Francisco and Cincinnati and Houston and New Jersey and Pennsylvania and Chicago. Like all over the place, just doing shows.
Well, you obviously have a love of music. You're a singer. You're a songwriter. Do you do any of this for the occupation of it, for the check? Or
That's a good question. The check is actually pretty cute. That's why I ain't in New York and Los Angeles, because if you sing here, they just think you're lucky to be singing.
Yeah.
But if you go somewhere else, they're actually really happy that you came, and they actually pay you.
So in the middle of the country,
Yes.
they have a higher appreciation.
I think so. I
Yeah.
think they feel like, I think so. I think here in these ends of the country, it is an honor to sing, they think, and it is.
Yeah.
But it's also nice to be able to send your kids to school. But you're right. The reason why I really love doing is it feels like a ministry. My friend Leslie Odom Jr. actually, he said, so how's the pulpit? And by that he meant, the concert touring and what you get to do on a stage when it's just you and you're not playing a character or promoting a show. If it's just people showed up to see Renee Elise Goldsberry, what am I going to say that is worth their time? More than how I'm going to sound, what is the experience when they get to meet me in that way? And it's that feels like a lot of pressure, but it feels like the whole reason we do this.
How's the pulpit? That's deep.
Yeah.
He came on recently, Leslie Odom. And
New album
Yes,
out.
That's why we were playing.
Mister.
Yeah, that
Mister.
album. Yeah, that
It's
album.
incredible.
It's an
Yeah.
incredible album. And we got in this conversation. I'm curious to your thoughts on it because we were talking about the movie Harriet, and it got a really, in my opinion, an unexpected response, especially from the black community. People were frowning on the fact that we did this story about Harriet Tubman, who was an activist, a survivor, a leader. a hero, a superhero. You know, people say I'm tired of seeing slave movies. She wasn't a slave; she was enslaved.
Yes,
it's a part of what our history is in this country, and so I want to know that shit.
Yeah,
I want to see it. I want people to see it.
Did you see it yet?
Of course, I saw it.
Okay.
But what do you think of that response, though? Like
people being not wanting to see it. You know, I feel it's cultural. You know, I don't know that some people think that we always have slave movies, and I actually don't think that we necessarily I feel like as our culture, we live something every day, and sometimes we wanna be lifted out of that reality, and we don't. I mean, I was just talking about Henrietta Lacks. I did that movie Henrietta Lacks for HBO, and I was just talking to my mother about the choice that George Wolfe, the director, made to make the movie about the generation Oprah Winfrey starred in it, you know, of the daughter and how she dealt with it, as opposed to making the movie about Henrietta Lacks' life, and I think the reason why he did that is because he didn't want to be in the moment of our story that is enslaved. He wanted to be in the moment of our story when we are going to break free from the shackles. I think that's what we want. We want to see that moment. Don't keep us in that moment on the bottom of the ship.
Okay,
we have to see what it is, but show us something different.
Yeah, we don't want to keep watching us throw up and die.
Yes. Well, you know, but that's what Harriet is. So.
Yeah. Harriet is a survivor story.
Well, it's also coming out today that allegedly a Hollywood executive, when they went to pitch the film in 1994, that they suggested Julia Roberts play Harriet Tubman.
Harriet Tubman, master?
No, Harriet Tubman.
Get the hell out of it.
Oh, I'm not kidding.
That did pop up on my phone. It did. It
and
did.
I read it in detail.
The writer of Harriet said that.
Wow.
The writer who wrote the film Harriet
that Julia Roberts?
That's what I heard.
A Hollywood executive suggested that Julia Roberts play Harriet Tubman, and then when it was like, well, she's white, do you understand what happens? Like, well, that was so long ago anyway that it won't matter.
Wow. Did they name the Hollywood?
No,
they didn't name it.
They wouldn't name the person.
But I think, you know, that seems like the thing that pops up on your phone to get you to like go further, and it just seems like it's just
Renee,
baiting,
it's
right?
Like that
baiting, and then you read it, and then there's something else that clarifies.
Well, that's what I thought, and it was People magazine, so I kept going on and on. So I went hard because the clickbait thing is so ridiculous these days.
Yes.
But it was coming from People magazine and the writer himself who wrote the film. So, yeah.
Well, I'm curious too, because we have these conversations too, and well, first of all, that was a bad decision. Okay, let me just say that for the record.
And Cynthia Erivo was a good decision.
Yes, absolutely,
yeah, she was
perfect
great.
Decision. What was the other movie she played in when she was doing a whole lot of running? Wives or
Widows.
Widows, yeah. And I was like, she looked like she could have ran. She's such a great runner. Like I grew up running track. I noticed her form. If someone offered you a role to play Renee Elise Goldsberry of Liz,
yes,
you would do it.
Yes. You didn't even. It was like an ellipsis, and I'm like,
yes. Yeah, I'm in.
Would I do it? Yeah. No, I do try to make sure that it is positive, and I want to know that the storyteller has a message that is uplifting that I'd want my people to see.
Okay.
But yes, especially historical. Yes, I feel like after Hamilton, I had this great advantage of feeling kind of free. Of having to try to win an award or be relevant. I feel like if I have to walk out for the rest of my life to some music from Hamilton, I'm good with that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You reached it.
So now I feel like I'm free to try to do something that feels more like playing roles that are a service to the world. I mean, that sounds really lofty, but and I make mistakes trying to do it. But I do feel like I should at least be able to use this career, to do something that shows spotlights people you wouldn't know, like Henrietta Lacks, or tells a story in like Waves.
I love this Waves story. Talk about it real quick.
So Waves is this movie. It's about this family. Actually, it's about the two teenage kids in a family. They're a beautiful, very regular-looking family, and you think they have it all in the beginning of the film, and then as you watch, you see that a really bad lack of communication, this kind of failure of the son to ask for help, a tremendous amount of pressure that we put on our children to be excellent, which I understand why we do it, with our history, but a tremendous amount of pressure on the kids leads to a devastating tragedy, and then on a road to redemption. I love this movie. It's got some great music.
Okay.
Have you?
I haven't heard all the music
Ooh,
yet.
a lot of Frank Ocean up in there.
A lot of Frank Ocean.
Ooh,
Yeah, he's in the trailer, so
yeah. A lot of Frank Ocean. A lot of Kanye. A lot of Kanye. Good Kanye in there.
Good Kanye.
Yeah, it's
She said good
no.
Kanye.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, some of my favorite. Yeah, don't be trying to put me in a corner.
What do you mean by that, Renee?
Let me tell you, like, the greatest day was when he said yes to his songs being in this film.
Oh
yeah.
no, that's a powerful artist.
It's a powerful artist. Yeah. So we, and it's like a gut wrenching and beautiful film, and I love the fact that it's an example of people, families that find a way to keep going, like through tremendous pain, find a way to keep going. I just find it really inspirational.
Renee Elise Goldsberry is here. We're talking about Waves, and it's in theaters now. She plays Catherine Williams, Tyler and Emily are your stepkids?
Yes, but that comes out later.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
Damn, Sway.
No, it's not. It's not really a secret, but the way it unfolds in the film apparently is kind of surprising. But it's not about that. It's not about.
But you have your own kids, right?
I do. I got two.
Benjamin.
Oh my God, I love him. Yes.
Okay. And how old is he now?
He's 10.
He's 10, and what I find fascinating is you actually adopted a child.
I did.
From Africa?
From Ethiopia.
From Ethiopia.
Brielle.
That is
amazing. Alexis Johnson is her name.
Wow.
We won.
You won.
We won. She is the light of the world.
Wow. How did that come up in conversation? Like.
Oh well, I just it was my dream to do that. Actually, just the more if I could have more children, I would. Like if I could go, if there was a way to go to Ethiopia and continue to bring children, into our lives, I would. But I learned that I have just enough patience for the two that I have. But yeah, I've always wanted to do that, and I was really, really grateful that my husband is so.
Yeah, he loves you.
He does, and you know what? He's the best thing that ever happened to him. Listening to me in that moment.
Okay.
But yeah, we have this beautiful family, and we are like a lot of families, just kind of really happy and trying to, chase our lives, but very normal, very normal. We just kind of come from across the globe.
Can I ask something? Because being on the topic of family, since you're in a sense playing yourself in Waves, a parent, a mother, wife, and everything, when you're carrying something like that into a film that's so heavy on the drama and whatever the plot, is so heavy, do you and the rest of the cast sort of carry each other like in your roles? Like you're the mother. Do you sort of do that offset? You know what I mean? So that to kind of keep that dynamic. Oh, that's a good question. Like, am I treating Kelvin Harrison Jr. like I'm his mom? Sort of, yeah.
I was not hitting on him, so that would have been inappropriate.
No.
No, absolutely. I mean, I do kind of feel a maternal thing for both Taylor Russell and Kelvin Harrison Jr. And I do think it. I think it bleeds in even subconsciously the roles that your characters play. But we're all actors, so we're definitely peers. They definitely don't lean and depend on me in the way they do in this film. But yeah, you can't help but having those things bleed into each other. Even with Sterling K. Brown, like the fact that he is this wonderful husband and this wonderful parent, and just so kind of in love with that part of his life, really kind of mirrors mine. And so we spend a lot of time talking about those dynamics in our life, and kind of like iron sharpening iron, like trying to enjoy that, and that kind of chemistry really feeds into the roles that we play. And I felt so proud all the time, which kind of sounds patronizing, but really just so impressed and marveled so much over Taylor Russell, who plays the Emily, my daughter in the film, and Kelvin Harrison Jr. Who plays Tyler.
They killed it.
They killed it.
Yeah.
And even before I saw the movie, watching them work was like so inspirational to me that I would love to claim them as mine.
Yeah, then you'll have 4. I love how Renee talks. Like it's like we're on stage right now.
Using my hands in here, y'all.
Yeah, I'm gonna start doing that.
I was thinking the same thing.
2 things. I want to go back because I have a daughter. Okay, and
how old is she?
She's 21. She's about to graduate early from NYU.
All right.
How you felt after you did Hamilton? You're free.
Yes.
That's how I feel. Right. It's happening now.
Is she gonna stay in New York?
I hope so.
Yeah.
You know, the world is her oyster.
Mm-hmm.
And wherever she's traveled around the world, she's done charitable work.
Good for her.
Overseas in Southeast Asia.
Wow.
She's been to Africa. She's done a lot of the life she lives. You know, remember at the end of Titanic when the old lady is experiencing her final moments and she's flashing back all these different amazing things she's done? That's where my daughter is right
What?
now. But I want to talk to you about adoption. Like, what would you say to folks who are on the fence about it? You know?
My gosh, it's the best thing that ever happened to me in my life. I don't feel worthy, honestly. I remember, I remember the conversations, and I just think in general children are one thing, and then you meet the soul, right? I mean, when people children come into our lives in so many ways, and having friends, dealing with pregnancies or different things, they're an issue. It's an issue. That's really a lot about what you think. What do I think about who I am, and what have I seen? That's what they are until you actually meet the child. And then a soul rushes into your life, and all of that stuff about, I wanted a boy, or I wanted a girl, or I'm too old or too young to have this kid, or whatever your deal is with the relationship with the person that you're parenting or you're about to parent with. All of that goes away because the soul of a child is just bigger than anything or any issue or any personal drama that you have, And I just encourage people when they're trying to have their career and live their life, your daughter, to just have faith and know that, you don't know your child yet, but they're waiting for you. And all the drama in your life is going to be eclipsed
by the
coming of this child. It's a beautiful thing. It's an awesome responsibility. It's the most important thing in my life. I'm glad I get to be in a movie that is just so important for parents to see. I'm glad. I'm so kind of in a way my life, my personal life and my professional life are kind of, having this meshing. Yeah. It's also an example of why I think people that are professional are better when they invest in their personal lives. Like we're better at our jobs.
This is true.
Am I right?
Yeah, listen.
Yeah.
Trust me.
Yeah.
The information I've got by being a parent to my daughter has helped me immensely.
The humility.
Humility is like,
the humbly, yes.
It does. Good point.
So for me personally, it's been a real blessing and more than I deserve, and I'm always trying to be worthy of it.
They're the Renee Elise Goldsberry, man. That's why I love when she comes. You can't help but feel good, right?
Yeah, you feel great.
Could you imagine her being your mom?
I could listen to her all day.
Really? I want to rethink that.
But I have a question for you. I always said it's interesting. I have a strong connection to Ethiopia for some reason. I think that
you look Ethiopian.
That's the thing. I think I am Ethiopian because of that. There's a long story associated with that, and I won't save you for this show right now. But I've always said that if I was to adopt, I would adopt a child from Ethiopia. I was wondering, what was your connection to the country and why you chose Ethiopia?
I would have had a child come into my life from anywhere. I was just asking God every day, which road are you going to take to bless me in this way, if you're going to bless me in this way? And I didn't know what to do. I was actually paralyzed because there were options, and I find it interesting that sometimes you can have so many options that it's paralyzing and you just can't move. And so that's kind of where I was. I was literally sitting in New York City, not knowing which direction to go and just so upset and worried about it. And I had a lunch with a friend. Her name is Carrie Butler. She's a theater actress as well. I think she's in Beetlejuice right now down the street.
Get your money, Carrie.
Get your money, Carrie. She had met me for lunch, and her and her husband had just come home with their second child that they adopted from Ethiopia, and the experience was really positive and beautiful. I mean, children are beautiful from wherever they come, from this country, from any other country, wherever. They're all from heaven, so it doesn't really matter. But the experience that they had was a direct line, and I was afraid to go down a line that it might end in not having the child. And so they had just come back, and it just seemed like a clear, direct route. And so I just felt like God was saying, this is it. And I just, 10 minutes in, I was crying. I'm like, I'm about to do this. And 1 year later, we had this angel in our lives.
Wow.
Amazing.
Wow.
But there are a million roads. There's a million roads to parenthood.
Parenthood, okay.
There's a million roads to parenting. And in Waves, Catherine, the character I play, is the stepmother. And people ask me all the time. That's one of the first interview questions. So you're not the real mother, you're the stepmother. And I'm always really, difficult when I answer. I'm like, no, I am the real mother. I am the mother through marriage, and because there's so many ways to parent, and all of them are real. It's about the role and the responsibility you take and the love you have. That's what really defines who you are.
Thank you. Well said, as a fellow parent. Renee Elise Goldsberry. Waves is in theaters now. Make sure you check it out.
Yes.
It's the holiday season.
Especially because it's good, y'all. I don't be telling people to see stuff if it's not good.
Yes.
And A24 did Moonlight, so you know that this film has got to be good as well.
Last Black Man in San Francisco. Yep. So they know how to market and push these films.
Yes.
All right. I don't know if they really know how to tap into your true talent though, like we do.
That's so true.
And just to show and prove, we came up with this game for you.
They didn't warn me. I might fail. I might fail.
It's called How Would You Handle It?
Oh, okay.
Hey there! We know you're no stranger to uncomfortable situations, so we came up with a few of our own to see how would you handle it on Sway in the Morning.
Okay, here we go. It's quick, easy rules here.
All right, so we know you can rap and act and all these other wonderful talents, but we want to see how you would handle these situations, and you have to do it as if you were on stage in Broadway.
Oh.
Okay?
Okay, here's the first one.
First scenario. You catch your boyfriend cheating at the club.
Hey. How you doing?
Oh, hey, what are you doing here?
I just I came to meet someone.
Oh, I thought you were gonna be at home.
No, I was gonna be at home, but the person I thought I loved didn't come, so I decided to answer one of these other texts that I had.
But baby.
And I find, hey, excuse me, hey, you look good too. Turn around. Turn around. I'll see you later. Maybe.
And scene. All right, I like that.
It's over, DB.
That was great.
It's over,
And
DB.
she picked up on somebody else right in front of you.
Turn around.
Okay,
Shit.
all right. That's good.
Let me tell you what I'm not going to do is be mad at the girl. Okay?
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? Or expend energy and emotion. What, to the left? To the left?
Yeah, that's your song. All right. Yeah.
Felt guilty. All right,
Look
so
at she got worked up. Look at Renee.
she had to take a breath.
I'm like looking down.
I decided to answer that other text.
All right, let's do one more.
All right, you're on a first date, and you have stomach pains, a.k.a. the bubble guts. How would you handle it?
Are you kidding me? Was this cleared?
No, yeah.
We have a cleaner scenario if you prefer that one instead.
What would I do? Oh, Lord.
Bubble guts.
Excuse me.
Hey, baby, what's happening?
Excuse me. What'd you say? Oh, excuse me.
Baby, I think we need to buy a trash dumpster or something.
Excuse me. You know what? I'm going to be right back.
Okay.
Hey, that is inappropriate. And that sound did not come from me. My husband is going to roll his eyes so hard when he listens to this.
Yo, she really commits to the role. Renee Elise Goldsberry, man.
Somebody left me hanging.
I'm out the car.
Yo, it's always awesome to see you.
You dope.
You're incredible. Make sure you guys check out Waves. And then you can also see her on tour. If they want to see you on tour, how can they find out your next
Oh, my gosh. I'm going to have to put it on my social media.
There you go.
Because I need people to come on out.
Absolutely.
Celebrate the music.
And your social is?
Oh, Renee Elise Goldsberry with the blue check. What? You got the blue check. Don't be surprised.
You made it.
Don't be surprised. I've been had a blue check. Come on.
Okay.
Bam.
Renee, kiss those beautiful kids on our behalf and hug your husband,
Thank
too.
you.
Okay.
It's always good to see you.
Always
So-
great. And I'm dreaming of the next time you come back.
Thank you.
All right. Up next from National Geographic, we got the one and only Susan Goldberg. She has a new book celebrating women. Shade 45.